Hi my dear readers, this is Simona Rich. This is proving much more difficult than I thought to record. I actually had to re-record this video because I didn't have my hair done and I had hay fever, so my nose was red, so I had to do more makeup and do my hair just to make this video because that other video looked awful. But in this video I'm going to read out and it's so strange, I'm just making video and now someone with motorcycle is riding somewhere close by, and you will probably hear the sound. I'm sure it's a motorcycle sound. And it was so quiet all this time, and now as I'm recording the video, it came. Well, hopefully it will go away. So in this video I'm going to read out my article, the personal update article that I wrote before, and also I'm going to tell the updates, what happened after I have written this article. So if there are some new developments, I will let you know. I've been carefully packing for the last week. That's so that I don't leave anything behind once I need to move to my land. And finally the day of moving had arrived. My half-sister came to help me out with moving. The taxi came just at the right time, yet the apartment owner was nowhere to be seen. So I gave the keys to the neighbors and sent him a text message to the apartment owner, as his phone is usually turned off. The taxi driver warned me that it's quite unavoidable that the police would stop us to check the documents. At the moment, people in Lithuania are only allowed to cross city borders to visit the lands and properties they own, and I think it's also allowed, they are also allowed to visit major city centers, but I'm not entirely sure because I don't watch the news. Finally I hear birds, and it's so strange. Now it's 8:50 p.m. and I hear some birds, but they are so quiet I don't know if you will hear. Finally that motorcycle is not here. Seriously, all this time it was really quiet here for a few days, and now as I'm making the video that sound just came. Like in Nepal I experienced similar things. I assured the taxi driver that I have the documents of the land ownership, and we started the journey. My dog Leo is not used to car driving, so he was whimpering for around 15 minutes. That got me so uncomfortable because I was feeling sorry for the taxi driver, but the driver assured me he was fine. Leo would keep coming on my lap to see through the window and then would jump down near my legs and would keep whimpering. But then he got tired and fell asleep for most of the journey, and after that he wasn't making any crying sounds anymore. I selected a favorable astrological day for the travel, as I was aware of many police checks and how difficult it is to travel now, especially during the holidays. And that day proved to be perfect because we weren't stopped by the police even once. And there was no traffic at all. Even the driver was surprised how we got away without being checked even once. That being said, it doesn't mean that astrologically favorable days must all go well. But when you select an astrologically favorable day, it's much more likely that things will go well. The driver found the address okay, and once we arrived, I tipped him, as I was grateful that he allowed me to choose whether I would like to listen to music or to travel in silence. Of course, I chose silence, and he said that it's his favorite tune as well. He was an attentive driver. He saw I wasn't talkative, so he wasn't trying to engage me in a conversation. I really appreciate such great customer service. Once I arrived, I noticed how different my land looked. It looks drastically different every time I visited. Now the tall grass has fallen down and looks like a carpet. This is great because I can now easily cover as much of the land as possible with soil fabric. This is so that I can finally manage it with mulch. because I have a good sized land and lawn mowing isn't pleasurable but a time consuming chore. So I actually checked the documents. I have 12 hours. So it's for one person, it's a big chore to use a lawnmower to mow the grass all the time. And what I will do, I will put decorative stones, gravel, pebbles, I don't know how it's called exactly, so I'm going to order that, but I will have to do it gradually. So firstly I will cover everything with fabric, and then I will put those small stones, decorative stones, ordering them bit by bit. And I mean, not like bit, but you know, even 1 ton won't cover much. And then I will also use normal mulch, maybe pine, wood, or something like this for vegetable beds and flower places. I agreed for one person to come to assess my land and give me a quote for well digging, but he was stopped by the police because he was coming during the Easter. So he told he would try to come after a few days. I hope that he does, because I have no access to public water. So basically he did come, was it yesterday? I think yesterday, and he gave me a good quote, and he said that the water is very close to the surface, because I live in a water rich area. So he's going to dig a well for a very good price, but of course I'm digging a well in a bad time because it's the spring, the water level is high. It's the best time to dig a well is summertime, when the wells are dry or drying. But because I have no access to water, I have to dig a well now. And if it does dry in the summer, I will have to call maybe the same person again to have the well deepened. I went to the public well to take water, and it wasn't dispensing it. It can't be dried out, as now the water level is high. It's probably either broken or frozen. So since I had no water, I went with my dog to the closest shop, which is 30 minutes away by foot. To my disappointment, it was closed. So I then went to my neighbors, and they gave me their well water. Their well is very often dry, so I don't feel comfortable asking them for water, but I had no other choice this time. Fortunately, the neighbor told that the shop would be open the following day. I bought freshly collected goat's milk from the same neighbors, and actually, yes, it was open the same day. So now every day I go with my dog for 30 minutes walking to buy 5 liters of water. And actually, I do have water here, but only for I have like 10 5-liter bottles still left from last year or even the year before, so I can't drink that. I don't feel comfortable drinking it. It's in plastic bottles, they are sealed, but I just use it for washing. But for normal water, yes, I do have to go now every day to buy water, which is I like walking, but you know, to take 5 liters of water every day, it's kind of tiring. So of course I'm looking forward to have the well dug, and I think it can be even done this month, hopefully. So I bought freshly collected goat's milk from the same neighbors that gave me the water before, and there 1 liter of organic fresh goat's milk costs only €1, which is around $1.18. I bought the neighbor lady a gift from the capital. She gave me a few naturally colored Easter eggs of her own hands, and just made muffins which were more delicious than store-bought ones. The meal of 1 boiled egg, a muffin, and a glass of goat's milk got me through the whole day of work. That's the power of natural, chemical-free, and nutritious food. and now I get that milk every single day. Depending on how much she has, she leaves either 1 liter or half a liter of milk every day for me, and she just leaves it in her kitchen, which is a separate building like traditionally it is in Lithuania. And even if she's not there, it's open, so I just open the door and I collect the milk, so every day I have it. Though the land looked very interesting, it looked as though it's a golden carpet peppered with pretty white flowers. The hut was in a terrible condition. Firstly, the last time I was there, which was actually in 2019, I have the exact date, I wrote it down somewhere. So the last time I was there, I made a sort of terrace to extend the small hut, but I used unsuitable fabrics and plastic covers, so the wind destroyed the entire structure, making the hut, outside of the hut, look awful. Inside the hut, the situation wasn't good either. Since I left it sealed for such a long time, there was a damp smell, and all of my clothes and curtains left in the hut were kind of damp. So I had to pack all such items, and now I'm keeping them outside until I get a washing machine to deal with this. Firstly water and then washing machine. I spent the whole day cleaning the hut and unpacking. There is so much stuff now in the hut that it's not possible to make it tidy unless I get some extra storage units, which I actually may do, or the materials to make them myself. And today again I was cleaning everything and I was organizing the stuff, and I put the things that I don't use in the attic, so now I made a little bit more space. But here I just made for the recording like a cute corner. I actually made those shelves myself, so this is the cutest corner in the hut. But outside, if I would turn the camera, which I definitely won't, it's total mess still, because there are so many items and I don't know where to place them. I couldn't sleep the entire night the first night because the hut felt damp and cold. It was left unheated for a very long time, so only now during the second day I no longer feel dampness, and now I feel much better and I was able to sleep. Now I'm sleeping like a baby because I'm working a lot, especially outside, and then when it's late I just naturally fall asleep. Whilst if I'm doing like in the city, when I was living in the capital, I was doing a lot of mental work and I just walked once a day. I just couldn't sleep because my mind wouldn't switch off. But it's different when you're doing physical work. It's just so easy to fall asleep. Since I couldn't sleep, I woke up very early, even before the sunrise. After an unsuccessful water search and finally getting it from the neighbor, I dedicated the rest of the day to the cleaning of the area surrounding the hut. So here I'm talking about the next day after I moved here. I removed the entire patio structure. Well, it's not a real patio, it's kind of my made patio, with all the dirty materials, and put it all in one pile. I will have to gradually take all those items to the public garbage bin 5 minutes away. So now every day I collect some of the items from that pile and go with it to the bin. But some items are big, so I will need to either get that kind of wheelbarrow, is it called, from the neighbors to put it and take it to the bin, or I will have to maybe use a saw to make small pieces and put some of the furniture and stuff like this there, like really old furniture, or maybe even burn it here. I don't know, but somehow I will have to get rid of that horrible pile that's now in my garden. And it wouldn't even have been so difficult to clean all of this up. I would actually have enjoyed it if not because of hay fever. It got me really bad this time because I had to rake quite a lot of dry grass. I guess it's the dust from the grass that irritates my eyes so much, and I get a runny nose. I have a headache even now as I'm writing this post, so I'm sorry for any mistakes. This is exactly what happened to me last time. I had to work on my land, but it went away a few days later. So I'm hoping that now it's the period of adjustment and soon my body will get used to it. And actually now I can tell that I feel okay. I'm so happy about it. Like the last time, firstly, the body is not used to that dust in the air from hay, and then now I'm okay. My eyes are fine. My eyes were fine all day, and when in the morning I went out, I got a little bit of runny nose, but then I came back and I was fine. So now I'm almost 95% better than I was on that first day, when my head felt so much pressure and I felt so bad, but I guess the body needs time to adjust. Also, mice moved into my hut. I found 3 holes they made, and I heard them at night in the attic, and I actually found now, as I was cleaning, 6 holes in total, and I went in the attic and I found some holes there too. They also chewed through some of the food packages I left, such as sugar and legumes, as well as plant seeds in the packets. So now I will need to order filling materials and mouse traps, as I know that if nothing is done for long, the situation with mice can get really bad. So I actually now ordered plaster for walls. I got the advice of another reader to order caulk, I think it's called, material, but I already ordered plaster, so I'll see if I can seal the holes with it. And I also ordered mice poison and rat poison, and I'm going to use it for the attic. I'm afraid to use it downstairs because of the dog, unless I make some kind of closed areas where the holes are here, so that they are not accessible to the dog. But I did not buy mouse traps because I don't want to deal with dead mice. Whilst that poison, it actually makes the mice gradually die because of the need for air, so they will run away from the house to get more air outside, and that's where they will die. That's according to that rat poison label. Though now the hut and the area around it looks much better, it's still in a bad condition, so I don't feel comfortable taking pictures of it. So basically I need so much stuff done here. I mean, this hut, the walls are fine, but it's just a mess, and I need major work done here anyway. But at least I painted it white, so it looks nice and clean, and but yeah, it does need a lot of work, so I don't feel comfortable showing this mess to you. And outside also, the house is old, and I don't even know whether I should do anything major to this hut, because I may get inheritance from my father, and if I do, and if it's substantial enough, I may just build a small separate house, and then what's the point of putting money here? So I still don't know what to do about this. If I feel better tomorrow, I will start covering the land with soil fabric, and once the well is dug, I will start working on the hut depending on the finances. So now I'm already covering the land with the fabric, but I'm just starting, and the land is big, so it will take a long time to cover it all. Leo, my dog, feels great here. He loves freely running without a leash. He's also very obedient. If I tell him not to come with me, he stays in the same spot waiting for me. He comes when I call him, and he tends to follow me when I walk. He also loves bathing in the sunlight, and he really enjoys dried grass that my land is now covered with. And so when I open the gate, he just doesn't just straight away run away, but he waits for me. And if I say it's okay to go, he then runs and enjoys himself, because that place outside of my garden is cut, so it's very easy to run, whilst my garden is covered with grass, so he cannot run. So he really enjoys that. But if I open the gate and I say not to go, then he's actually waiting for me. He's such an obedient dog, such a sweet creature. Though I was met with many challenges straight after the arrival, it's nevertheless nice to stay in my own place. There is this peace about the stay here, whilst when I'm renting, I always need to make sure that I don't break anything, and I'm always aware that the place isn't mine, so I can't change according to my taste, whilst here I can do whatever I want. And though a lot of work will need to be put in to make this place livable and comfortable, I think that small daily steps will eventually get me there. So that's the end of the article. I'm really enjoying staying here, and of course the weather is still cold. Sometimes we get warm days, but usually the wind is really cold, so it's not possible to stay outside long. But as soon as this is possible, I'm going to work outside full time, because the place needs so much work, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying to get my body working. The body is now getting more in shape, and fresh air and forest nearby, just being surrounded by nature, it makes me so happy. Daily walks with my dog makes me so happy. And I also took some break from computer work, because I just wanted to be fully in nature, and I enjoy that so much more than work online. But this is the times we live in. Most people work online, so I have to do it too. But yes, I am enjoying this my time here, and although there is so much work, I don't have to do everything at once, so little by little I will keep improving this place. So that's all I wanted to share with you. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Take care.